Before leaving Scotland to return to Washington, President Donald Trump said the U.S. would set up food centers in Gaza, later adding they will go up very soon and Israel will run them to make sure the distribution is proper. He also said that kids are starving and they do need food. This as the death toll in Gaza, reported by the Hamas-run Health Ministry, just surpassed 60,000 people since the deadly attack by Hamas that started the war on October 7th. White House Correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen, what do you have for us?
Monse, good evening to you. Before leaving his golf course in Scotland, President Donald Trump, who's been able to end global conflicts, including between India and Pakistan, made it very clear to reporters that playing golf right now is definitely not a top priority.
We'll play it very quickly, and then I go back to D.C. and we put out fires all over the world. We did one yesterday. As you know, we stopped a war, but we stopped about 5 wars. So that's much more important than playing golf. As much as I like it, it's much more important.
One fire President Donald Trump still trying to put out, Gaza, where food crisis experts now warn that the territory's population is facing the worst-case scenario of famine and widespread death will occur without immediate action. Flying home on Air Force One, President Trump addressed Gaza.
You know, we sent money, and I want to make sure the money is spent wisely and is spent judiciously, and that food is distributed in a proper manner.
The Israeli ambassador to the U.S. says the blame is not on Israel, but instead on Hamas, adding there's no policy of starvation.
There is definitely a crisis in Gaza. The question is, who's responsible for it? We are not preventing aid from entering Gaza. We never have, we never will. We don't want to see people hungry.
Meanwhile, President Trump says the Russia deadline to get a deal done to stop the fighting in Ukraine is now officially 10 days from today, down from the original 50 days.
And then, you know, we're going to put on tariffs and stuff, and I don't know if it's going to affect Russia, because he wants to obviously probably keep the war going.
The Kremlin earlier responding, saying that Moscow has taken President Trump's statement into account and continues to adhere to peace efforts. This as across Ukraine over the last several hours, dozens killed or injured by Russian glide bombs and ballistic missiles hitting civilian areas, including a Ukrainian prison and a medical facility. Among those killed, a 23-year-old pregnant woman.
Also tonight, a top Vladimir Putin lieutenant warning President Donald Trump against, quote, playing the ultimatum game with Russia. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.